What's up, guys? Before I get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'm feeling a little under the weather. I apologize in advance if my voice sounds a little weird. But anyways, as you all should know by now, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are going to be coming out later this year. And as more speculation and rumors come out, I felt like I should make a video talking about the things that I personally think should be added to the game. And in one particular case, be left out of these remakes. So let's get right to it. Number 1. So, firstly, I'm sure most of you by now have seen or heard the rumors and speculation that Mega Evolutions will be returning for the remakes, and though I'm not entirely convinced that they will be returning, I am extremely interested to see how they add this feature to this game. And one thing I hope they don't do is give us a free mythical Pokemon just like they did in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. And I will be posting another video talking about the Pokemon that I think should get Mega Evolutions if it does end up returning. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. Number 2, the return of HMs. Or, to be clear, I really hope that they do not bring back HMs. Because, let's be honest, that was the worst feature of the older games. And I'm sure all of our HM slaves would appreciate if we didn't have to put them through the same pain again. Though I am not entirely sure how traveling through some of the areas without the use of surf would end up happening. For example, the route between Jubilife City and Canalave City, which is entirely covered in water. I guess there could be a handful of ways to do it. Personally, I think it would be fun to have the feature from Gen 7 make a return, which was us being given specific rideable Pokemon throughout the game for different situations. But at the same time, I would also like to just be able to ride any given water type Pokemon whenever surf would be required. So I don't really know how they would go about that. But if you guys have an idea of what they could do, make sure to let me know down in the comments. Now number 3, the Safari Zone. Now, I know this one is kind of redundant given that there has always been a Safari Zone in Sinnoh, but given that there hasn't been a single Safari Zone in-game for a handful of generations, and that in Let's Go they changed the Safari Zone into a place to transfer Pokemon from the Pokemon Go app. I really am hoping that they don't do the same thing for Sinnoh's Safari Zone, especially considering that they also have Pal Park for that instead. And I think using that area as both of those things combined into one would be a better use of that entire section overall. Number 4, the Battle Frontier. Now, this is a huge thing for me. The entire post-game area for Sinnoh was an extremely fun experience for me when I was younger. So I hope that we get that entire island as well as some actual post-game content outside of paid DLC. I'm looking at you, Sword and Shield. Now, something else I wanted to mention, but it's not really a big enough thing to make its own point for, so I guess I'll call this an honorable mention, which would be shiny rates. Now, given that it's a remake that is trying to be as faithful as possible, I'm interested to know if they will be keeping the shiny rates of Sword and Shield or reverting it back to what it was back in Gen 4. I'm sure it'll probably be the same as Sword and Shield's, but let me know what you think. Now, lastly, number 5, in-game events. Now, I'm sure this may end up being more for the DLC content instead, but I think spending another $30 or so just to have a chance to encounter Arceus, Darkrai, Shaman, and Cresselia would be pretty lame. And if we do end up getting DLC for these games, I really hope that it's something more, similar to what I talked about in a past video where I go over what I want them to do for DLC. But I think that some post-game content that would actually be pretty fun to do is a series of quests that is sort of similar to what we had to do in Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra, to get the specific items that are needed to encounter each of Sinnoh's mythical Pokemon. And personally for me, it would be a very satisfying way to get them, and not as simple as, it's dangerous to go alone, take this kind of thing. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I appreciate all of the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.